Let's get right into this video. 90% of homeowners do their research and their due diligence before hiring a home builder or a contractor. So what does that mean? That means the way things are going is changing because people are gonna look you up and they're gonna look at your website, they're gonna look at your social media, they're gonna look at all the channels that you have available for your company. So you wanna make sure you have most of them and you wanna make sure that you're consistent so people know what kind of company you are. You want to have a good amount of Google reviews. You want to have social media posts. You want to do paid advertising. But then, hey, you also want to show up #1 on Google when somebody searches up home builder near me, or construction company near me, or even remodeler near me. You want to make sure you're showing up in your area locally for those search terms, if that's a service that you provide. You want those search intent searches going to your website and not somebody else's. Traditional marketing isn't working anymore. The flyers that you used to send, they ain't gonna cut it. Only way that I've seen flyers cut it is if a home builder sends them 12 months in a row. You wanna know why that works? It's because if they throw your postcard or your flyer out 12 times in a row, they will not forget about your company. And if you're in the market for a renovation, a remodel, or a new custom house, who are they gonna think of? They're probably gonna think of you. The only problem with flyers is if you wanna send them out 8 to 12 times, it's gonna be a hefty bill every single time you send that mailer out because you gotta target everybody 8 to 12 times. Let's move on to something that actually works. Before we get on to the next thing, we gotta go over most of you need more reviews on Google. You need more reviews on your Facebook page. One of the #1 ways Google dictates if you should be at the top of the maps is how many Google reviews you have and how relevant is your business to that search topic. So if you want to show up in the local maps, make sure you're getting a lot of Google reviews. The best thing here is digital marketing gives you the most control over your lead flow. The best home builders right now are executing a great digital marketing strategy where they're doing SEO, they have a great website, they have a social media plan, and they're running advertising, keeping their pipeline full. Even if they're busy, they keep the pipeline full. I'll give you a quick example of a company who is struggling and then they stopped struggling because they actually implemented what worked. So there's a company, I built them a website and the website was finished, and for about 8 months I said to this construction company owner, I said, please run Facebook ads because we're gonna get a pipeline full of people interested wanting to do renovations. He said, no, I can't afford to do that right now. I don't know if it'll work. I said, man, I know it will work. Get in front of the camera, make a video where you're actually on the camera like this. And that made him pretty uncomfortable, but we got to the point where we recorded the ad and we launched it via Facebook ads. So it was a video of the contractor saying, it's John here with XYZ Construction and here's my services. Boom, 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 boom. Please fill out the form or go to my website and we'll be in touch with you soon. And what happened was we spent about $3,000. We got, I think it was about 80 leads. And out of those 80 leads, he closed well over 5 jobs. And those 5 jobs, one was an addition on a house, one was a siding job, one was a basement refinish. But when you look at the cost of advertising on those channels, you can reach a lot of people, increase your branding, but then you get qualified buyers out of there because you're reaching them while everybody's on their phone anyways. So don't overlook marketing and digital marketing, especially in the construction space. A lot of construction owners, they're older and they just don't know how the tech side of this works. I believe that if you implement the ads and you implement the automation and you implement the automatic follow-ups and you actually do the right structure, man, technology will really take things to the next level way faster than anything else ever could. Because digital marketing, when you press play and it starts spending the money, the results don't take long to come. It's just a matter of bringing the leads in and giving them a call and making sure you have a good sales process. Here's the core pillars of digital marketing in 2025. There are 6 core pillars of digital marketing and I'm gonna break them down step by step right now. Here's the 6 pillars. The first pillar is Google My Business and local SEO. You wanna dominate the local searches and you wanna dominate the map locally for your business. So you want to optimize your Google My Business. So if somebody searches home builders near me, you want to show up first in that spot. When's the last time you went to the 3rd or 5th spot to try to find a Google result? You typically always go to the first organic result. So you got to get a lot of consistent Google reviews. I mean, ask for them. Most builders, they have like 1 to 5 reviews. Make sure you get a review every single time you complete a job or a project. For SEO and local SEO, you want to make sure that you have a blog page. You want to blog about things that are relevant in your industry. Make sure that you make the blogs. A lot of companies create a blog page and let it go incognito, but you want to keep people up to date using your blog. Be number 1 in your area because you're the most useful, relevant, and informative company on the internet. The second pillar of digital marketing would be paid advertising on both Facebook and Google. The first thing you can do is you can use local service ads to show up as a Google guaranteed business and show up number 1 for your service on Google. Target high value remodels or custom home builds using Facebook ads. And make sure what you're showing people is a beautiful finished project, because Facebook builds great brand awareness for people interested in building a custom home. For the person who's interested, you want to stay in front of them while they are interested so they do not forget about you. The next thing you want to do under paid advertising is make sure that everybody who visits your website actually gets retargeted again with your advertising. The people who actually visit your website are the people who are the most interested in doing business with you. And it takes an average of 5 to 12 follow-ups to close a deal. So you want to make sure you let those advertisements do most of the legwork. So you let that advertisement hit them 8 to 12 times to get them warmed up. The first thing you want with paid advertising is to get the contact details. The third pillar of digital marketing is you want to make sure that your website ranks number 1. You want to make sure your website is optimized and ready to handle the traffic coming to it. You want to make sure your website loads fast, and you want to make sure those clicks onto your website actually turn into conversions, so you get their name, phone number, and email. Without that information, I mean, how are you going to make a sale, or how are you going to qualify somebody? You're not. Make sure to include videos on your website of your projects. People believe what they see and not what they hear. So make sure on your website you add all the things that make you credible, your finished work, your Google reviews, all the things that build your company into what it is. Take all the reviews, the content, and put that all on your website to show people you can actually do what you say you can do. A lot of people have a great website, but nobody fills out the contact form. One thing you can do to increase the conversions is by adding a chatbot that is actually useful on your website. A chatbot that could be hooked up to ChatGPT that's programmed to give the correct answers to the person visiting your website. Most contractors have a website that's just a glorified brochure. You want to make sure that your website is designed in a way that it's a 24/7 sales machine, so that when somebody comes to your website, you have call to actions and you're giving value in areas where people are willing to give their contact details to you because you're giving them value in return. The fourth pillar of digital marketing is your social media. If you have a great social media, you will build trust with a prospect before they even get on a phone call with you or in a meeting with you. Use Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook to show all your before and afters and show people all of the great work that you do. You can also post behind the scenes footage that will seriously make people like to see the journey. A journey of taking a house from nothing to a fully fledged house is an amazing journey, and you can showcase the journey through the social media channels. People will subscribe and literally just follow along, and people love to be a part of, hey, how is this going to turn out? So make sure you share your journey on social media. Lastly, many builders and many contractors never utilize this, but that one thing is YouTube. Post long-form videos on YouTube of a time lapse of doing a certain project. Make a long-form video about the process of building a house. Make a long-form video about why building a house is the best idea in 2025. Make a video about the problems of building a house. Make a video about how hard it is to deal with the city in building a house. You can make unlimited video ideas. Just educate people and stay interested in educating people on what it is you do and giving the best relevant information, and people will choose you once they feel like they need your service and that they've gotten enough value from you as the person making this content and bringing people along on the journey. The fifth pillar to digital marketing is lead nurturing and CRM management. So when you get a lead, you need a place to keep your leads. And so a CRM is a customer relations management tool. If you get a lead and you have a CRM, you want the lead to go in the CRM, and the purpose of a CRM is to keep track of your leads. So to capture them and put them in your CRM, you want to nurture the leads with email marketing and text marketing, and then you obviously want to close the deal. And so the only way you can close the deal is if you stay interested in the prospect and give that prospect value and essentially take them from cold to warm and ready to buy. So that's what a CRM is useful for. We use Go High Level, which is fantastic. We'll put a link in the description. The sixth pillar of digital marketing is reviews and referrals. So you need lots of Google reviews and 5-star reviews, because those people who leave you 5-star reviews are about to give you a referral. While you're going through your months and you're going through your year, make sure to ask for more Google reviews. Ask everybody you work with to leave you a review. The more Google reviews you have, the more consistently over the years, it's like a building block every time you get a Google review. It's just more information about how you are to deal with. So make sure you're using Google reviews and you're keeping that front and center, because you're pushing to do great work, and at the end of doing great work, you get 5-star Google reviews. So now we have it. The number one mistake home builders make while doing their digital marketing is they don't track their metrics. They don't know what their key performance indicators are on anything. If you can manage the numbers while the numbers are small and it's successful, you can manage the numbers while they are way larger in marketing. So what I mean by that is many people, they run their advertising and they don't know how much they need to spend to acquire a customer. And so before you spend any money on marketing, you need to know what the number is that you can spend on marketing to keep getting your customers, so that you have a scalable process. So if you know that it costs $500 or $2,000 to get a deal, well, you know now that you can keep duplicating that process. So make sure you start small, and then once you know that it works while the numbers are small, then you scale it up. And make sure you track the key metrics. How many clicks? How many people visiting the site? How many form fills? How many deals does that equal? Make sure you track all your metrics. If you are not tracking your metrics right now, I recommend you turn your advertising off, because if you don't know what direct result it's giving you, well, that's what you need to know to make sense of running digital marketing. And it's actually pretty easy. All you need is maybe a few plugins on your website, or you can just stick with the fundamentals. Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and make sure you have a Google tag on your website to make sure that you're tracking all the actions of the people who visit the website. So now that we just went over SEO and local search results, we went over paid advertising, which was Facebook and Google. We went over optimizing your website and making sure that's ready for visitors to visit. We went over social media and why it's important to make your brand known on social media channels. We went over what a CRM is and why you need it, so make sure you implement that. And we also went over the importance of why you need to get more Google reviews. So if you don't have a digital marketing strategy already implemented for 2025, please fill out the form or go to the description and click the link, get in touch with us, and we will give you a plan on how you can scale your home building business or your construction business in 2025. All you need to know is your numbers. If you know your numbers, you can really scale it up. So please, if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, subscribe, and click on one of our other videos and keep learning more. We want to make the best videos for people in the home building and the construction space, and we do that by all of your support. So I appreciate you for watching. Visit Home Builder Marketers or Jump Marketing for more information.